Yo guys, so I thought I'd take you with me because I'm just about to head out to the supermarket and I'd already filmed a vlog of a full day of eating, mini cutting. I'm going to do one on massing, but I thought why don't I take you to the supermarket with me to show you the foods that I'm picking up and consuming kind of on a weekly basis. So we're going to go to Lidl right now as I have some time and you're going to come with me. You stay there, Radar. I'd actually be interested to know in the comments, where do you shop? What's your supermarket of choice? I want to hear the Americans, I want to know where you're shopping, Aussies, everywhere, not just you in the UK. But Lidl is our biggest close supermarket. It's just literally 2 minutes over here, so that's where I now shop. It used to be a mix of Sainsbury's and Waitrose because those were our closest. I do kind of miss Waitrose. I know it's a little bit overpriced potentially, but sometimes I think you get what you pay for, you know? But now it's Lidl, which is way cheaper, so we'll head there now.
Daydream in my head, I'm drifting, swept up in the moment, wishing every now and then we could just pretend that it's just you and me together. We could stay right here forever, nowhere else to be.
So guys, we're back. And I thought I'd try and show you what I've got, but also segment it into like carbs, protein, fat, alcohol of course, and kind of fruits and veggies. They obviously have mostly carbohydrates in them and some protein, negligible fat. So we're gonna go carbs because I've got honey nut flakes on top. So just go through tons of cereal on a mass. So I'm always having to pick up a box, even if like I've got boxes, because I know I'm going to go through them. I got a sourdough loaf, so fresh bread. You know, some places, their fresh bread is terrible, like Tesco. Little Tesco on the street, terrible fresh bread. Lidl, sourdough, very good. So we're still going carbohydrates, so let's throw bananas in carbohydrates. Obviously it's fruit, so I'll just throw fruit and veg into carbohydrates. So then we have, I guess, no, I'm going to count that as a fat source. So more carbohydrates, orange juice, again, really easy to get in carbs when I'm on kind of a high carb diet. I'm going to call baked beans. Baked beans being Charlotte I have regularly. She's obviously vegan, so it's a good protein source for her, and it's a good kind of protein and kind of micronutrient kind of vegetable for me, and obviously plenty of carbohydrates in that too, and fiber. So then we're kind of through most of the carbs, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna move on to fats, proteins, and then I might come back to carbohydrates. So with free range eggs, it's obviously free range, and then I just like to have only 6, and I basically get through 1 carton a week, so that's almost an egg a day. And I mix this with egg whites to get a higher protein content, whilst getting some of the micronutrients that come from the whole egg. But I don't want a huge amount of fat, which is why I tend to go for additional egg whites with it, and when I'm cutting I probably tend to have even less eggs. So we've got eggs there, we have smoked salmon, because this is about the only way that you'll get me to eat salmon. So I have this split between 2 meals. That'll make 2 meals, have that twice a week basically. I'll have smoked salmon on toast, and I normally put puree on that too. Anyway, so I have some smoked salmon that has some, again, good fats within there too, so some omega-3s, which I want within my diet. I'll also supplement with omega-3s because getting 2 portions, 200 grams of salmon a week probably isn't enough to hit my omega requirements. I also have steak. This is a new addition to my diet. I'm, as you guys know, trying to move more towards a plant-based diet. Seems hypocritical now having steak, but I'm essentially more selective over the meats that I eat. And so I don't really eat any chicken, I don't have any ham. I have steak twice a week, fillet steak, because it's a leaner cut of steak, because red meats have more micronutrients in them. When we went to Waitrose, I would get venison there, but they don't have venison at Lidl, so I'm having fillet steak. So have this twice a week. Most of my protein sources outside of that are vegetarian, like the eggs, and then high protein puddings. So I have one of these basically every night. These are great. The chocolate ones I really recommend. I've only had chocolate and vanilla, but they today had caramel. Never had caramel before, so we've got some caramel ones. I only got 2 because I'm not sure about that, but otherwise, yeah, I basically got 1 for every night, at least of the week, and they quite often sell out of those. So if you see them, I definitely go grab them. So we're almost coming to the end here, so I'm actually going to include these vegetables. Less than £1 for a kilo of mixed veg. Frozen vegetables also super handy to have in, because it doesn't matter if they're not going to go off, they're not going to perish, and it's just easy to kind of chuck this into a bowl and microwave it. And it's mixed veg, so you do get like, if you have 200 grams of it, you're getting 2 portions of veg. Actually 160 grams gets you 2 portions of veg, and it is 2 portions because it's mixed, whereas if you just got peas and you had 160 grams of that, that's not 2 portions of veg, because you need to have different. So we've got also vegetables that mixed veg there, and then really I'm left to fluids. So I have some oat milk. So again, I'm trying to cut back where I can on kind of again, this is plant-based, I don't need to have dairy. I quite like the oat milk, and I don't use a lot of milk anyway, so I have some oat milk there. Then I also have these, which I'm going to refer to this as fats, but it's not really fats, but it's one of the reasons I eat them. Again, this is some fruit. You get one of your 5 a day in one of these bars, because they're mostly made out of dates, but they also have lots of like almonds in them. So there's a fair amount of fat, almost 10 grams of fat in one of these bars. It's just an easy way to get in some more fruits, micronutrients, and then also micronutrients through the unsaturated fats that are found within almonds and nuts. So I have those. So that's like the base of my diet, a lot of it. I normally buy some fresh peppers and some fresh tomatoes, but I already have those. And we have our odd box, which is our like mixed fruit and veg. So then I have some kind of discretionary calories, let's call them. And I'm on almost 4,000 calories, mind you. So I get plenty of fiber. You are in plenty of fruit and veg. I normally get close to 10 fruit and veg combined a day. So then I have some Revels, because I actually love Revels. I love Revels, it's just great. So I could have like a couple of servings of that in the evening maybe, or during the day. And then I get some M&Ms. The bonus with M&Ms is they're tasty as hell. There's also peanuts, which I guess is slightly better than just straight up chocolate. And then the only final thing in here are these Kong Strong. So I just picked up a couple of these, which are basically just energy drinks, sugar-free energy drinks, which I might have now and then. They're all right. And I also bought this today, but I don't regularly have diet drinks in my off season. Like, it's not like a daily occurrence for me to have diet drinks. But today I just fancied getting some of their orangeade diet-free, or sugar-free rather. So yeah, that's what I picked up today. So maybe that gave you guys some ideas of what you want to pick up at the groceries, and also gave you a bit of an insight into what I'm eating. What you'll find there is that a lot of what I'm eating is just very convenient. So like the frozen veg, like the kind of the date bar that I'm consuming, is bread, it's like smoked salmon, it's eggs, minimal cooking. A lot of the food that I have is very convenient and easy just to put together. Not a lot of thought has to go into it. And I think for consistency and adherence long term, it needs to be that way, but also needs to be enjoyable and tasty. So you kind of have to find that balance for you. So hopefully this has been helpful. If it has, definitely make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already. Definitely comment below if you have any thoughts surrounding any of this. That'd be great to hear, and any questions. And share it with anyone you think would find it interesting. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. Revive stronger.